Welcome to Horror Episode USA.
The Last Train to Shimnagar. I never believed in ghosts. Even after that night, I still try not to. But some memories don't fade, no matter how much logic you apply to them. This happened 5 years ago, during the monsoon season. I was returning home from Kolkata after finishing a late shift at the office. The rain had been relentless all evening, flooding streets and delaying traffic. By the time I reached Sialda station, it was nearly 11:30 p.m. Only one local train was left for Shimnagar. The platform was unusually quiet. Most people had already gone home. The yellow station lights flickered against the wet concrete. I remember feeling uneasy, but I blamed it on exhaustion. When the train arrived, it screeched louder than usual. The compartments were almost empty. I entered one near the middle. Inside, there were only 3 other passengers: an old man sitting by the window, a young couple whispering to each other at the far end, and a woman in a white sari sitting alone near the opposite door. I didn't think much of her at first. She looked normal. Her sari was plain white, slightly damp at the edges. Her long black hair fell loosely over her shoulders. Her face was pale but calm. She was staring outside into the darkness. The train started moving. Within 10 minutes, the young couple got off at Dum Dum. I noticed they seemed in a hurry, almost running out before the train fully stopped. Now it was just the old man, the woman, and me. The rain intensified. Water streaked across the windows, distorting the outside world into blurry shadows. At Belgaria, the old man suddenly stood up. Before getting off, he glanced at me. His expression was strange, almost warning. As he passed by me, he leaned closer and whispered, "Don't talk to her." I froze. Before I could ask what he meant, he stepped off the train. The doors shut. Now I was alone with her. Or so I thought. The compartment felt colder, not the usual monsoon chill, something heavier, unnatural. I told myself I was being paranoid. Then she spoke. "Is this train going to Shimnagar?" Her voice was soft, almost musical. I hesitated, remembering the old man's warning, but ignoring someone felt rude. "Yes," I replied, "it is." She slowly turned her head toward me. I still remember her eyes. They looked normal at first glance, but there was something empty inside them, like staring into deep water at night. "Good," she said. "I have been trying to reach home for a long time." Something about the way she said it made my skin crawl. "For how long?" I asked without thinking. She smiled faintly. "Since 2018. My heart skipped. It was 2021. I forced a laugh. "You mean you haven't been home since 2018? She didn't answer immediately. Instead, she asked, "Do you believe in unfinished journeys?" The lights flickered. Just once, but long enough to make my stomach tighten. "I don't know what you mean," I said. She looked out the window again. The rain had slowed, and the train was passing through a dark stretch near Agrapara. "So, you see," she continued, "sometimes people board a train, but they never reach their destination." Her reflection in the window caught my eye. And that's when I noticed something impossible. In the reflection, her head was slightly tilted, almost at a broken angle. But in reality, she was sitting straight. I blinked. The reflection was normal again. "You look tired," she said suddenly. "Long day?" "Yes," I whispered. "Be careful on rainy nights," she added. "Tracks become slippery." My throat went dry. "How do you know?" I asked. She slowly stood up. The train was not at a station, yet she was standing near the door. "I slipped once," she said softly. "Nobody noticed." The train began slowing down for the next station, Sodapur. But something was wrong. The station lights were off. The platform was empty, completely dark. That never happens. The train stopped anyway. The doors opened. She stepped closer to the exit. I don't know what possessed me, but I grabbed my phone and turned on the flashlight, pointing it toward her. The light passed through her sari, not completely, but slightly, like fog. My blood turned to ice. She turned around slowly. This time her head was tilted, the same unnatural angle from the reflection. Her eyes were no longer empty. They were dark, completely black. "I finally found someone who can see me," she whispered. I couldn't move. "I was coming home from work. It was raining. I slipped while trying to board. The train didn't stop. No one pulled the chain." Her voice started breaking, as if mixed with the sound of distant metal scraping. "I kept trying to go home. Every night. Same train." The compartment lights began flickering violently. My phone screen glitched. The train doors suddenly slammed shut on their own. The train started moving again, but we hadn't heard any signal. She was now standing right in front of me, too close. I could smell wet soil and rust. "Will you help me reach home?" she asked. Her hand reached out. It looked normal, but drops of dark water were falling from her fingers on the floor. I remembered the old man's warning. Don't talk to her. Maybe he had seen her before. Maybe he survived by ignoring her. With whatever strength I had left, I shut my eyes and started chanting a prayer under my breath. Her voice grew louder. "Don't ignore me." The air felt heavy, pressing against my chest. "Look at me." I kept chanting. Suddenly, there was a loud, metallic screech. The train jerked violently. I fell sideways onto the seat. When I opened my eyes, everything was normal. Bright station lights, crowded platform, people talking. We were at Barrackpore. The compartment was completely full. Office workers, students, vendors. No sign of her. No water on the floor, no flickering lights. My phone battery was dead. An elderly man standing next to me noticed my pale face. "You okay?" he asked. I nodded slowly. Then I looked toward the opposite door. Above it, scratched into the metal wall, were faint words. "I'm still trying to go home." The scratch marks looked old, very old. When I finally reached Shimnagar, I asked a tea stall owner near the station about any accident that happened in 2018 during Monsoon. He went quiet. Then he said, "Yes, a young woman slipped while boarding the last local. White sari, office worker. Body was found near Sodapur tracks." My legs felt weak. "Did anyone report seeing her?" I asked. The tea stall owner stared at me carefully. "Some drivers say they see a woman near the tracks on rainy nights, trying to board." He leaned closer. "They say if she talks to you, you shouldn't reply. I never took the last train again, and whenever it rains at night, I still remember her question, "Do you believe in unfinished journeys?" Because somewhere, on a dark railway track between stations, someone is still trying to reach home.